Stand ho! Who's there? Who's there? Who's there?
Friends to this ground!
A liegeman to the king!
Say, what, is Horatio there?
A piece of him.
Welcome, Horatio. Welcome, good Marcellus.
What? Has this thing appeared again tonight?
I have seen nothing.
Horatio says 'tis but a fantasy, and will not unbelief take hold of him, touching this dreaded sight, twice seen of us. Therefore have entreated him along with us to watch the minutes of this night, that if again this apparition come, he may approve our eyes and speak to
Tush,
it.
tush, 'twill not appear.
Sit down a while, and let us once again assail your ears that are so fortified against our story. Would we have 2 nights seen?
Well, sit we down and let us hear Bernardo speak of this.
Last night of all, when yon same star that's westward from the pole made his course to illume that part of heaven where now it burns, Marcellus and myself, the bell then beating
Peace! Break me off! Look!
in this
Where it comes again!
in the same figure like the king that's dead.
Thou art a scholar. Speak to Horatio!
Looks it not like the king? Mark it, Horatio.
Most like, it harrows me with fear and wonder.
It would be spoke to.
Question Horatio!
What art thou that usurpest this time of night? Together with the fair and warlike form in which the majesty of our buried king did sometimes march. By heaven, I charge thee, speak!
It is offended.
See, it stalks away.
Speak, I charge thee, speak!
Tis gone, I will not answer.
How now, Horatio? You tremble and look pale. Is not this something more than fantasy? What think you on it?
Before my God, I might not disbelieve without the sensible and true avouch of mine own eyes.
Is it not like the king?
As thou art to thyself too strange.
Thus twice before and jump at this dead hour. With martial stock hath he gone by our watch.
What particular thought to work, I know not. But in the gross and scope of my opinion, this bodes some strange eruption to our state.
Good now. Sit down and tell me he that knows why the same strict and most observant watch so nightly toils the subject of the land. Who is that can inform me?
That can I, or at least the whisper goes so. Our last king, whose image even but now appeared to us, was, as you know, a proud and honest man, who spoke of Persia's past as does a son of legendary forebears, with respect and fostering no need for further conquest. Now Claudius, his ambition newly fed with hasty elevation to his office, does set his sights on power and destruction. And thus does the world take note and moves to block the light that nourishes our growth. And thus, our king, with reckless pride and desperate haste, seeks strength in weaponry. And that, I take it, is the main motive of our preparations.
I think it be no other, but e'en so well may it sort that this portentous figure comes armed through our watch. So like the king that was, and is the question of these wars.
A mote it is to trouble the mind's eye. But soft. Behold, lo, where it comes again. I'll cross it, though it blast me, stay, illusion! If thou hast any sound or use of voice, speak to me. If there be any good thing to be done, that may to thee do ease and grace to me, speak to me. If thou art privy to thy country's fate, which happily foreknowing may avoid, oh, speak! Or if thou hast hoarded in thy life, extorted treasure in the womb of earth, for which they say you spirits oft walk in death. Stay and speak of it! Stop it, Marcellus!
Should I strike out him a point?
Do it, it will not stand!
Tis gone. We do it wrong, being so majestical, to offer it to show violence, for it is as the air invulnerable, and our vein below so much as mockery.
It was about to speak when the cock crew.
And then it started like a guilty thing upon a fearful summons.
It faded on the crowing of the cock. Some say that ever against that season comes, wherein a Savior's birth is celebrated. The bird of dawn singeth all night long, and then they say no spirit dare stir abroad. The nights turn wholesome, then no planet strike. No fairy takes, no witch hath power to charm. So hallowed and so gracious is the time.
So have I heard and do in part believe. But look, the morn in russet mantle-clad walks o'er the dew of yon high eastward hill. Break we our watch up, and by my advice, let us impart what we have seen tonight unto young Hamlet. For upon my life, this spirit dumb to us will speak to him. Do you consent that we should acquaint him with it as needful in our loves, befitting our duty?
Let's do it, I pray. And I this morning know where we shall find him most conveniently.
Though yet of Hamlet, our dear brother's death, the memory be green, and that it us be fitted to bear our hearts in grief, and for our whole kingdom to be contracted in one brow of woe. Yet so far hath discretion fought with nature, that we with wisest sorrow think on him, together with remembrance of ourselves. Therefore, our sometime sister, now our queen, the imperial jointress to this warlike state, as 'twere with a defeated joy, with an auspicious and a dropping eye, with mirth in funeral and dirge in marriage, in equal scale weighing in delight and dole, taken to wife. Nor have we here embarred your better wisdoms, which have gone with this affair along, for all our thanks. And now, Laertes, what's the news with you? You spoke of some suit. What is it, Laertes? You cannot speak of reason to your king and lose your voice. What wouldst thou beg, Laertes? That shall be thy offer, not thy asking. What wouldst thou have, Laertes?
My dread lord, your leave and favor to return to France, from whence though willingly I came to court to serve my duty in your coronation. Yet now that duty done, I must confess my thoughts and wishes bend again toward France, and bow them to your gracious leave and pardon.
Have you your father's leave? What says Polonius?
He hath, my lord, won for me my slow leave by laborious petition, and at last, upon his will, I sealed my hard consent. I do beseech you, give him leave to go.
Take thy fair hour, Laertes, time be thine, and thy best graces spended at thy will. And now, my cousin Hamlet, and my son.
A little more than kin and less than kind.
How is it that the clouds still hang on you?
Not so, my lord. I am too much in the sun.
Good Hamlet, cast thy nighted collar off, and let thine eye look like a friend on your king. Do not forever with thy veiled lids seek for thy father in the dust. Thou know'st 'tis common, all that lives must die, passing through nature to eternity.
Aye, madam, it is common.
If it be, why seems it so particular with thee?
Seems, madam. Nay, it is. I know not seems. 'Tis not alone my inky cloak, good mother, nor customary suits of solemn black, nor windy suspiration of forced breath. No, nor the fruitful river in the eye, nor the dejected havior of the visage, together with all forms, moods, shapes of grief that can denote me truly. These indeed seem, for they are actions that a man might play. But I have that within which passeth show, these but the trappings and the suits of woe.
'Tis sweet and commendable in your nature, Hamlet, to give these mourning duties to your father. But you must know that your father lost a father, and that father lost his, and the survivor bound for some term in filial obligation to do obsequious sorrow. But to persever in obstinate condolement is a course of impious stubbornness. 'Tis unmanly grief. It shows a will most incorrect to heaven, a heart unfortified, a mind impatient, an understanding simple and unschooled. For let the world take note, you are the most immediate to our throne, and with no less nobility of love than that which dearest father bears his son, do we impart toward you. For your intent in going back to school in Wittenberg, is most retrograde to our desire, and we beseech you, bend you to remain here in the cheer and comfort of our eye, our chiefest courtier, cousin, and our son.
Let not thy mother lose her prayers, Hamlet. I pray thee stay with us. Go not to Wittenberg.
I shall in all my best obey you, madam.
Why, 'tis a loving and a fair reply, this gentle and unforced accord of Hamlet sits smiling to my heart, in grace whereof no jock in health that I shall drink today. But the great cannon to the clouds shall tell, and the king's rouse all brewed again, re-speaking earthly thunder. Come away!
Oh, that this too solid flesh would melt, thaw, and resolve itself into a dew, or that the everlasting had not fixed his cannon gainst self-slaughter. Oh God, how weary, stale, flat, and unprofitable seem to me the uses of this world. Ah, fie! 'Tis an unweeded garden that grows to seed. Things rank and gross in nature possess it merely. That it should come to this, but 2 months dead, nay, not so much, not 2. Must I remember? Why, you would hang on him as if increase of appetite had grown by what it fed on, and yet within a month, let me not think on frailty, thy name is woman. Oh. With my uncle, my father's brother, but no more like my father than I to Hercules. Within a month, she married. Almost wicked speed to post, with such dexterity to incestuous sheets. It is not, nor it cannot come to good, but break my heart, for I must hold my tongue.
How does your lordship?
I am glad to see you well, Horatio. Or do I forget myself?
The same, my lord, and your poor servant ever.
Sir, my good friend, I will change that name with you. And what make you from Wittenberg, Horatio? Marcellus?
My good lord.
I'm very glad to see you. Good even, sir. But what, in faith, make you from Wittenberg?
A truant disposition, good my lord.
I would not hear your enemies say so. Nor shall you do mine ear that violence to make a truster of your own report. I know you are no truant. But what is your affair, Elsinore? We'll teach you to drink deep ere you depart.
My lord, I came to see your father's funeral.
I pray thee, do not mock me, fellow student. I think it was to see my mother's wedding.
Indeed, it followed hard upon.
Thrift, Horatio. The funeral baked meats did coldly furnish forth the marriage tables. Would I had seen my dearest foe in heaven, or ever had I seen that day, Horatio. My father. Methinks I see my father.
Where, my lord?
In my mind's eye, Horatio.
I saw him once. He was a goodly king.
He was a man. Take him for all in all. I shall not look upon his like again.
My lord, I think I saw him yesternight.
Saw? Who?
My lord, the king, your father.
The king, my father.
Season your apparition for a while with an attent ear, till I may deliver, upon the witness of these gentlemen, this marvel to you.
For God's love, let me hear.
2 nights together had these gentlemen, Marcellus and Bernardo, on their watch in the dead vast and middle of the night been thus encountered. A figure, like your father, armed at point exactly cap a pay, appears before them, and with solemn march goes slow and stately by. Thrice he walked by their oppressed and fear surprised eyes, within his truncheon's length, whilst they distilled almost to jelly with the act of fear. Stand dumb and speak not to him. This to me in dreadful secrecy in part they did, and I with them on the 3rd night kept the watch, whereas they had both delivered in time formed the thing. Each word made good and true. The apparition comes. My lord, I knew your father. These hands are not more like.
But where was this?
My lord, up on the platform where we walked.
Did you not speak to it?
My lord, I did, but answer made it not. Yet once methought it did address itself to motion as if it would speak. But then the morning cock crew loud, and at the sound it shrunk in haste away and vanished from our sight.
'Tis very strange.
As I do live, my honored lord, 'tis true. And we did think it writ down in our duty to let you know of it.
Indeed, sirs, but this troubles me. Hold you the watch tonight?
We do, my lord.
Armed, say you.
Armed, my lord.
From top to toe?
My lord, from head to foot.
Then saw you not his face?
Oh, yes, my lord, I did. He wore his beaver up.
What? Looked he frowningly,
A countenance more in sorrow than in anger.
pale or red,
Nay, very pale.
and fixed his eyes upon you?
Most constantly.
I would had I been there.
It would have much amazed you.
Very like, very like. Stayed it long.
While one with a moderate haste might tell 100.
Longer, longer.
Not when I saw it.
I will watch tonight. Perchance 'twill walk again.
I warrant it will.
If it assume my noble father's person, I'll speak to it, though hell itself should gape and bid me hold my peace. I pray you all, if you have hitherto concealed this sight, let it be tenable in your silence still. And whatsoever else shall hap tonight, give it an understanding, but no tongue. I will requite your loves. So fare you well upon the platform twixt 11 and 12, I'll visit you.
Our duty to your honor.
Your loves is mine to you. Farewell. My father's spirit? In arms? All is not well. I doubt some foul play. Would the night were come! Till then sit still, my soul. Foul deeds will rise, though all the earth o'erwhelm them to men's eyes. They cleap us savage and indeed take from our achievements, dishonors our proud nation. Look, my lord, it comes! Angels and ministers of grace defend us. Be thou a spirit of health or goblin damned. Bring with the airs from heaven or blasts from hell. Be thy intent wicked or charitable. Thou comest in such a questionable shape that I will speak to thee. I will call thee Hamlet. King! Father! Royal liege! Oh, answer me! Let me not burst in ignorance, but tell why thy canonized bones hurt in death hath broke their cerements, or why the sepulchre wherein we saw thee quietly inurned hath oped up its marble and ponderous jaws to cast thee up again. What does this mean? Say, why is this? Wherefore? What should we do?
Beckons you to go away with it, as if it's some imparted desire to you alone.
Look how courteous action it weighs you to more removed ground. But do not go with it.
No, by no means.
It will not speak and I will follow.
Do not, my lord.
Why? What should be the fear? I do not set my life at the pin's feet. And as for my soul, what can I do to that? Being a thing immortal as itself. It waves me still, I'll follow.
What if it tempt you toward the flood, my lord, or to the dreadful summit of the cliff that beetles o'er his base into the sea, and there assume some other horrible form which might deprive you of your sovereignty of reason and draw you into madness? Think of it.
It waves me again. Go on, I'll follow thee.
You shall not go, my lord.
Hold off your hands.
Behold, you shall not go.
My fate cries out, and makes each petty artery in this body as hardy as the Nemean lion's nerve. Still am I called. Unhand me, gentlemen. By heaven, I'll make a ghost of he that lets me. I say away. Go on. I'll follow thee.
He waxes desperate with imagination.
Let's follow. 'Tis not fit thus to obey him.
Have after. To what issue will this come?
Something is rotten in the state of Denmark.
Heaven will direct it.
Nay, let's follow him.
Where wilt thou lead me? Speak, I will go no further.
Mark me.
I will.
My
host of heaven. O earth, what else shall I couple hell? O fire, hold my heart, and you, my sinews, grow not instant old, but bear me stiffly up. Remember thee? I, that poor ghost, while memory holds a seat in this distracted globe. Remember thee! O most pernicious woman! O villain, smiling damned villain!
Adieu, adieu. Remember me.
My lord! My lord! My lord! Lord Hamlet! I can secure him! So be it. Hillo ho ho, my lord! Hillo ho ho, boy! Come, bird, come!
How is my noble lord?
Good news, my lord! Oh, wonderful.
Good, my lord, tell it.
No, you'll reveal it.
Not I, my lord, by heaven.
Nor I, my lord.
How say you then? Would heart of a man once think it? But you'll be secret.
I, by heaven, my lord.
There's ne'er a villain dwelling in the kingdom, but he's an errant knave.
There needs no ghost come from the grave to tell us this.
Why, right. You were in the right, and so, without further circumstance at all, I hold it fit that we shake hands and part. You as your business and desire shall point you, for every man has business and desire, such as it is. And for mine own poor part, look you, I'll go pray.
These are but wild and whirling words, my lord.
I'm sorry they offend you. Heartily. Yes. In faith, heartily.
There is no offense, my lord.
Yes, by St. Patrick, but there is, Horatio. And much offense, too. Touching this vision here. It is an honest ghost, that, let me tell you. And for your desire to know what is between us, or master it as you may. And now, good friends, as you are friends, scholars, and soldiers, give me one poor request.
What is't, my lord? We will.
Never make known what you have seen tonight.
My lord, we will not.
Nay, but swear it.
In faith, my lord, not I.
Nor I, my lord, in faith.
Upon my ring.
You have sworn, my lord, already.
Indeed, upon my ring.
Swear.
Aha, boy! Say'st thou so? Art thou there, true penny? Come on, you hear this fellow in the cellarage. Consent to swear.
Propose the oath, my lord.
Never make known of this that you have seen. Swear by my ring.
Swear.
Get to be quiet. Then we'll shift our ground. Come hither, gentlemen, and once more lay your hands upon my ring. Never to speak of this that you have heard. Swear by my ring.
Swear.
Well said, old mole. Canst work in the earth so fast? A worthy pioneer. Once more remove, good friends.
Day and night, but this is wondrous strange.
And therefore, as a stranger, give it welcome. There are more things in heaven and earth, Horatio, than are dreamt of in your philosophy. But come, here, as before, never, so help you mercy, how strange or odd soe'er I bear myself, as I perchance hereafter shall think meet, to put an antic disposition on, that you, at such time seeing, you never shall, with arms encumbered thus, or this head shape, or by pronouncing of some doubtful phrase as, well, we know, or we could and if we would, or such ambiguous giving out to note that you know aught of me, this do swear. So grace and mercy at your most need help me. Rest, perturbed spirit! And still, your fingers on your lips, I pray. Time is out of joint. O cursed spite! If ever I was born to set it right. Nay, come. Let's go together.
Swear.
Remember, swear.
How now, Ophelia? What's the matter?
My lord, I have been so affrighted.
With what in the name of God?
My lord, as I was sewing in my closet, Lord Hamlet, with his doublet all unbraced,
no hat upon his head, his stockings fouled, ungartered, and down gyved to his ankle, pale as his shirt, his knees knocking each other, and with a look so piteous in purport, as if he had been loosed out of hell to speak of horrors, he comes before me.
Mad for thy love.
My lord, I do not know, but truly I do fear it.
What said he?
He took me by the wrist and held me hard. Then goes he to the length of all his arm, and with his other hand thus o'er his brow falls to such perusal of my face as he would draw it. Long stayed he so. At last a little shaking of mine arm, and thrice his head waving up and down, he raised a sigh so piteous and profound as it did seem to shatter all his bulk and his being. That done, he lets me go, and with his head over his shoulder turned, and seemed to find his way without eyes, for out of doors he went without their helps, and to the last spended their light on me.
This is the very ecstasy of love, whose violent properties foredoes itself and leads the will to desperate undertakings as oft as any passion under heaven that does afflict our natures. I am sorry. What, have you given him any hard words of late?
No, my good lord, but as you did command, it did repel his letters and denied his access to me.
That hath made him mad. This must be made known, for being kept close might move to hide more grief than hate to utter love. Go I to seek the king.
How now, Polonius? Thou still hast been the father of good news.
Have I, my lord? I assure my good liege, I hold my duty as I hold my soul, both to my God and to my gracious king. And I do think, or else this brain of mine hunts not the trail of policy, so sure as it hath used to do, that I have found the very cause of Hamlet's lunacy.
Oh, speak of that. That do I long to hear.
I doubt 'tis no other but the main, his father's death and our or hasty marriage.
My excellent liege and madam, to expostulate what majesty should be, what duty is, why, day is day, night, night, and time is time, were nothing but to waste night, day, and time. Therefore, since brevity is the soul of wit, and tediousness the limbs and outward flourishes, I will be brief. Your noble son is mad. Mad, call I it, for what to define true madness, what is but to be nothing else but mad. But let that go.
More matter with less art.
Madam, I swear I use no art at all. That he is mad, 'tis true. 'Tis true, 'tis pity. And pity, 'tis true. A foolish figure, but farewell it, for I will use no art. Mad, let us grant him then, and thus remains that we find the cause of this effect, or rather say, the cause of this defect. For this effect, defective, comes from cause. Thus it remains, and the remainder thus. Perpend. I have a daughter, while she is mine, who in her duty and obedience mark, hath given me this. Now gather and surmise. To the celestial and my soul's idol, the most beautified Ophelia. That's an ill phrase, a vile phrase. Beautified is a vile phrase. But you shall hear it. Doubt that the stars are fire, doubt that the sun doth move, doubt truth to be a liar, but never doubt I love. Oh, dear Ophelia, I love thee best, oh, most best, believe it adieu. Thine evermore, most dear lady, whilst this machine is to him Hamlet. This hath my daughter given to me, and more above hath his solicitings, as they fell out by time, by means, and place, all given to mine ear.
But how hath she received his love?
What do you think of me?
As of a man faithful and honorable.
I would fain prove so. But what might you think when I saw this hot love on the wing? What might you think? No, I went round to work, and my young mistress thus I did bespeak, Lord Hamlet is a prince. Out of thy star this must not be. And then I precepts gave her that she should lock herself from his resorts, admit no messengers, receive no tokens, and this done, she took the fruits of my advice, and he repulsed, a short tale to make, fell into a sadness, thence to a fast, then into a watch, thence into a weakness, then to a lightness, and by this declension into the madness wherein he now raves. And all we mourn for.
Do you think 'tis this?
It may be very likely.
How may we try it further?
You know, he often walks 4 hours together here in the lobby.
So he does indeed.
At such a time I'll loose my daughter upon him. Be you and I behind an arras, then mark the encounter. And if he love her not, and be not by this reason fallen thereon, let me be no assistant to a state, but keep a farm and carters.
We will try it.
But look where sadly the poor wretch comes reading.
Away, I do beseech you, both away. I will board him presently. Oh, give me leave. How does my good Lord Hamlet?
Well, God of mercy.
Do you know me, my lord?
Excellent, well, you are a fishmonger.
Not I, my lord.
Then I would you were so honest a man.
Honest, my lord.
I, to be honest, as this world goes, is to be one man picked out of 10,000.
That's very true, my lord.
For if the sun breed maggots in a dead dog, being a good kissing carrion. Have you a daughter?
I have, my lord.
Let her not walk in the sun. Conception is a blessing, but not as your daughter may conceive. Friend, look to it.
How say you this? Still harping on my daughter, and yet he knew me not at first. He said I was a fishmonger. He is far gone, far gone. I will speak with him further. What is it that you read, my lord?
Words. Words. Words.
What is the matter, my lord?
Between whom?
I meant the matter that you read, my lord.
Slanders, sir. For the satirical rogue says here that old men have gray beards, that their faces are wrinkled, their eyes purging thick amber and plum tree gum, and that they have a plentiful lack of wit, altogether with most weak hams, all of which, sir, though I most powerfully and potently believe, would not hold it honesty to have it thus set down. For yourself, sir, should be as old as I am, if like a crab, you could go backward.
Though this is madness, yet there is method in it. Will you walk out of the air, my lord?
Into my grave.
Indeed, that is out of the air. How pregnant his replies sometimes are. My noble lord, I will most humbly take my leave of you.
You cannot, sir, take from me anything I will more willingly part with all, except my life, except my life, except my life. And I will tell you why. I have of late, but wherefore I know not, lost all my mirth, forgone all custom of exercises, and indeed, it goes so heavily with my disposition that this goodly frame, the earth, seems to me a sterile promontory. This most excellent canopy, the air, look you, this brave o'erhanging firmament, this majestical roof fretted with golden fire. Why, it appears to me no other thing than a foul and pestilent congregation of vapors. What piece of work is a man? How noble in reason, how infinite in faculty, in form and moving, how express and admirable, in action, how like an angel, in apprehension, how like a god, the beauty of the world, the paragon of animals. And yet to me, what is this quintessence of dust? Man delights not me. No, nor woman neither, though by your smiling you seem to say so.
My lord, there was no such stuff in my thoughts.
Why did you laugh then when I said man delights not me?
To think, if you delight not in man, What poor welcome the players shall receive from you. Hither are they come.
Gentlemen, you are most welcome here. Come then, your hands, you are welcome. But my uncle, father, and aunt and mother are deceived.
How so, my lord?
I am but mad north-northwest. When the wind is southerly, I know a hawk from a handsaw. You are welcome, masters, welcome all. I'm glad to see you well. You are most welcome here. Oh, my old friend,
My lord?
thy face is veiling since I saw thee last. Comest thou to beard me here? What now, my young lady and mistress? Pray God your voice like a piece of uncurrent gold be not cracked within the ring. Welcome, master.
My lord.
We'll even to it like French falconers, fly at anything we see. You are welcome. Dost thou hear me, old friend? Can you play the murder of Gonzaga?
Aye, my lord.
We'll have it tomorrow night. You could, for need, study a speech of some dozen or 16 lines that I would set down and insert in it, could you not?
Aye, my lord.
'Tis well, I'll have thee speak out the rest soon. My lord, will you see these players well bestowed? Do you hear? Let them be well used. For they are the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. After your death, you are better a bad epitaph than there a report while you live.
Very well, my lord.
Very well. Follow that lord, and look you, mock him not. I'll leave you till night. You are welcome.
My lord.
Now I am alone. Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I! Who calls me villain? Breaks my paid across, plucks me by the beard and blows it in my face, tweaks me by the nose, gives me the lie in the throat as deep as to the lungs. Who does me this? Oh, vengeance! Fie upon it, foe! About my brains. I have heard that guilty creatures sitting at a play have, by the very cunning of the scene, been struck so to the soul that presently they have proclaimed their malfactions. For murder, though it have no tongue, will speak with most miraculous organ. I'll have these players play something like the murder of my father before mine uncle. I'll observe his looks. I'll tempt him to the quick. If he but blench, I know my course. For the spirit that I have seen may be the devil, and the devil hath power to assume a pleasing shape. And yea, perhaps out of my weakness and my melancholy, as he is very potent with such spirits, abuses me to damn me. I'll have grounds more relative than this. The play's the thing wherein I'll catch the conscience of the king.
Ophelia, walk you here. Gracious, so please you, we will bestow ourselves. Read on this book. The show of such an exercise may color your loneliness. We are much to blame in this. 'Tis too oft proved that with devotion's visage and pious actions we do sugar o'er the devil himself.
Oh, 'tis true. How smart a lash that speech doth give my conscience. The harlot's cheek beautied with plastering art is not more ugly to the thing that helps it than is my deed to my most painted word. Oh, heavy burthen.
I hear him coming. Let us withdraw.
To be or not to be, that is the question. Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune, or to take arms against a sea of troubles and by opposing end them. To die, to sleep, no more. And by a sleep, to say we end the heartache and the thousand natural shocks that flesh is heir to. 'Tis a consummation devoutly to be wished. to die, to sleep, perchance to dream. Aye, there's the rub. For in that sleep of death, what dreams may come. When we have shuffled off this mortal coil, must give us pause. There's the respect that makes calamity of so long life. For who would bear the whips and scorns of time, when he himself might his quietus make with a bare body? Who would fardos bear, to grunt and sweat under a weary life? But that dread of something after death, the undiscovered country from whose bourne no traveler returns, puzzles the will, and makes us rather bear those ills we have than fly to others we know not of. Thus conscience does make cowards of us all, and thus the native hue of resolution is sicklied o'er with the pale cast of thought. In enterprises of great pith and moment in this regard, the currents turn awry and lose their name of action. Soft you now, the fair Ophelia, nymph in thy orisons, be all my sins remembered.
Good, my lord. How does your honor for this many a day?
I humbly thank you. Well, well, well.
My lord, I have remembrances of yours that I have longed to redeliver. I pray you now receive them.
No, not I. I never gave you aught.
My honored lord, you know right well you did, and with them words of such sweet breath composed. Take these gifts again, for to the noble mind rich gifts wax poor when givers prove unkind. There, my lord.
Are you honest?
My lord?
Are you fair?
What means your lordship?
That if to be honest and fair, your honesty should admit no discourse to your beauty.
But could beauty, my lord, have no better commerce than with honesty?
Aye, truly. But the power of honesty will sooner transform beauty from what it is to a bawd, and the force of beauty can transform honesty into its likeness. This was sometime a paradox, but now the time gives it proof. I did love you once.
Indeed, my lord, you made me believe so.
You should not have believed me. I loved you not. I was the more deceived. Get thee to a nunnery. Why wouldst thou be a breeder of sinners? I am myself indifferent honest, but I could accuse me of such things that it were better my mother had not borne me. What should fellows such as I do crawling between earth and heaven? We are errant knaves all. Believe none of us. Go thy ways to a nunnery. Where is your father?
At home, my lord.
Then let the doors be shut upon him, that he may play the fool nowhere but in his own house. Farewell.
Oh, help him, you sweet heaven.
I have heard of your paintings too. God has given you one face, and you make yourselves another. You jig, you amble, and you lisp, and you nickname God's creatures, and you make your wantonness your ignorance. I'll look no more on it. It hath made me mad. I say, we will have no more marriages. Those that are married already, all but one, shall live. The rest will keep as they are. To a nunnery go!
Soldiers and scholars, tongue, sword, the expectancy, and
affections do not that way tend. And what he spake, though it lacked form a little, was not like madness. There is something in his soul, o'er which his melancholy sits on brood. And I do doubt the hatching to disclose will be some danger, which for to prevent I have thus with quick determination set it down. He shall with speed to England.
It shall do well, my lord, and yet I do believe the origin and commencement of his grief sprung from neglected love. You need not tell us what Lord Hamlet said, we heard it all. My lord, if you hold it fit, after the play, let his queen mother all alone entreat him to show his grief. Let her be round with him, and so please you, I'll be in the ear of all their conference. And if she find him not, to England send him, or else confine him where your wisdom best shall think.
It shall be so. Madness in great ones must not unwatched go.
How fares our cousin Hamlet?
Excellent in faith of the chameleon's dish. I eat the air, promised friend. You cannot be king so.
I have nothing with this answer, Hamlet. These words are not mine.
No, nor mine now.
Come hither, my dear Hamlet. Sit by me.
No, good mother. Here's mental more attractive.
Oh, you mark that.
Lady, shall I lie in your lap?
No, my lord.
I mean my head upon your lap.
I, my lord.
Do you think that I meant country matters?
I think nothing, my lord.
That's a fair thought to lie between a maid's legs.
What is, my lord?
Nothing.
You are married, my lord.
Who I?
I, my lord.
Oh God, your only jig maker. What should a man do but be merry? For look you, how cheerfully my mother sits. And my father died within these 2 hours.
Nay, 'tis twice 2 months, my lord.
So long? Nay then, let the devil wear black, for all have a suit of sables. Oh heavens, but died 2 months ago and not forgotten since. Well then, there's hope that a great man's memory may outlive his life half a year.
You are not. I'll mark the play.
Full 30 times hath Phoebus' cart gone round, Neptune's salt wash, Tellus' orbed ground, and 30 dozen moons with borrowed sheen have about the world times 12/30s been, since love our hearts and Highland in our hands unite mutual in most sacred bands.
So many journeys may the sun and the moon make us again count, oh, our love be done. But woe is me, you are so sick of late, so far from cheer and from your former state, that I distrust you. Yet though I distrust you, discomfort you, my lord, and nothing much.
Faith, I must leave thee, love, and shortly too. My operant powers their functions lead to do. And thou shalt live in this fair world behind, honored, beloved, and haply one as kind. For husband shalt thou.
Such love must needs be treason in my breast. In second husband let me be accursed. None but the second but who killed the first.
Wormwood, wormwood!
The instances that second marriage rule are bare respects of thrift, but none of love. A second time I kill my husband dead, when second husband kisses me in bed.
I do believe you think what now you speak, but what we do determine, so oft we break. Our wills and fates do so contrary run, that our devices still are overthrown. Our thoughts are ours, their ends none of our own. So think thou wilt no second husband wed, but die thy thoughts when thy first lord is dead.
Each opposite that blanks the face of joy, meet what it would have well as it destroy. Both here and hence pursue me lasting strife. If once a widow, ever I be wife.
If she should break it now.
'Tis deeply sworn. Sweet, leave me here a while. My spirits grow dull, and fain I would beguile the tedious day with sleep.
Sleep, rock thy brain, and never come mischance between us twain.
Madam, how like you this play?
The lady doth protest too much, methinks.
Oh, but she'll keep her word.
Have you heard the argument? Is there no offense in it?
No, they do but jest. Poison in jest. No offense in the world.
What do you call the play?
The Mousetrap. Married how? Tropically. The play is the image of a murder done at Vienna. Gonzago is the Duke's name. 'Tis a knavish piece of work, but what of that? Your Majesty and we that have free souls, it touches us not. Let the galled jade wince, our withers are unwrung. This one is Lucianus, nephew to the king.
Thoughts black. Hands act. Drugs fit and time agreeing. Confederate seizing, else no creature seen. Thy mixture rank of midnight weeds collected, with Hecate's band thrice blasted, thrice infected. Thy natural magic, dire property, unwholesome life, usurp immediately.
He poisons him in the garden for his estate. Gonzago's his name. The stories extant from rich and choice Italian. You'll see anon how the murderer gets the love of Gonzago's wife.
The king rises.
What? Frantic with false fire?
Where's my lord?
Give all the play!
Give me some light! Away!
Light! Light!
Oh, good Horatio. I'll take the ghost's word for 1,000 pounds. Proceed.
Very well, my lord.
It's on the top of the poison.
I did very well note him.
Aha! Come, some music. For if the king not like the comedy, well then he likes it not perdy. God bless you, sir.
My lord, the queen would speak with you and pleasantly.
Do you see yonder cloud that's almost in the shape of a camel?
By the mast, like a camel indeed.
Methinks it's like a weasel.
It is backed like a weasel,
Or like a whale.
very like a whale.
Then I will come to my mother by and by. They fool me to the top of my bed. I will come by and by.
I will say so.
By and by is easily said. Leave me, friend. 'Tis now the very witching time of night, when churchyards yawn and hell itself breathes out contagion to this world. Now to my mother. O heart, lose not thy nature. Let not ever the soul of Nero enter this firm bosom. I must be cruel, not unnatural. I will speak daggers to her, but use none. My tongue and sullenness be hypocrites. How when my words soe'er should be shent, to give them seals, never my soul consent.
My lord, he is heading to his mother's closet. Behind the arras I'll convey myself to hear the process, and warrant she tacks him home. And it is like you said, and wisely was it said, 'tis meet that some more audience than a mother, for nature makes them partial, should o'erhear the speech o' vantage. Fare you well, my liege. I will call on you ere you go to bed, and tell you what I know.
Thanks, dear my lord. Oh, my offense is rank. It smells to heaven.
It hath the primal, eldest curse upon it, a brother's murder. Pray, can I not, though inclination be as sharp as will? My stronger guilt defeats my strong intent. But what can it when one cannot repent? O wretched state, O bosom black as death, O livid soul that struggling to be free art more engaged. Help, angels make us say, bow stubborn knees and heart like strings of steel. Be soft as sinews of the newborn babe. All may be well.
Now might I do it, Pat. Now he's praying, and now I'll do it. And so he goes to heaven. And so I am revenged. That'd be scanned. A villain kills my father, and for that I, his sole son, do the same villain send to heaven? Oh, this is higher in salary, not revenge. No. And know thou a more horrid hint, when he was drunk, asleep, or in his rage, or in the incestuous pleasure of his bed, then trip him, so that his heels may kick at heaven, and that his soul may be as damned and black as hell whereto it goes. My mother stays. This physic but prolongs thy sickly days.
My words fly up, my thoughts remain below. But words without thoughts never to heaven go.
You will come straight. Look, you lay home to him. Tell him his pranks have been too broad to bear with, and your grace hath stood and screened between much heat and him. I'll ensconce myself even here. Pray you, be round with him.
Mother!
I'll warrant you, withdraw. Fear me not. I hear him coming.
Now, Mother, what's the matter?
Hamlet, thou hast thy father much offended.
Mother, you have my father much offended.
Come, you answer with an idle tongue.
Go, you question with a wicked tongue.
Why, how now, Hamlet?
What's the matter now?
Have you forgot me?
No, by the rude, not so. You are the queen, your husband's brother's wife, and would it were not so, you are my mother.
Nay then, I'll set those two that can speak.
Come, and sit you down. You shall not budge. You go not, till I set you up a glass wherein you'll see the inmost part of you.
What wilt thou do that wilt not murder me? Help!
How now, a rat? Dead for ducat, dead!
Oh, I am slain.
Oh me, what hast thou done?
Nay, I know not. Is it the king?
Oh, what a rash and bloody deed is this?
A bloody deed. Almost as bad, good mother, as kill a king and marry with his brother.
As kill a king?
Aye, lady, 'twas my word. Thou wretched, rash, intruding fool, farewell. I took thee for thy better. Take thy fortune. Thou find'st to be too busy as some danger. Leave wringing of your hands, peace, and sit you down, and let me wring your heart. For so I shall, if it be made of penetrable stuff.
What have I done that thou darest wag thy tongue and noise so rude against me?
Such an act that blurs the grace and blush of modesty.
Ay me, what act that roars so loud and thunders in the index?
Look you here. Upon this picture, and on this, the counterfeit presentment of two brothers. See, what a grace was seated on this brow. Hyperion's curls, the front of Jove himself, and I like Mars to threaten and command, to give the world assurance of a man. This was your husband. Look you now what follows. Here is your husband, like a mildewed ear blasting his wholesome brother. Have you eyes? Could you on this fair mountain leave to feed and batten on this moor? Have you eyes? You cannot call it love, for at your age the heyday in the blood is tame. It's humble and waits upon the judgment. And what judgment would step from this to this? Rebellious hell. Oh, shame, where is thy blush?
Speak to me no more, thou turn'st mine eyes into my very soul, and there I see such black and grained spots as will not leave their taint.
Nay, but to live in the rank sweat of an enseamed bed, stewed in corruption, honeying and making love over the nasty star.
Speak no more, these words enter like daggers in mine ears. No more, sweet Hamlet.
A murderer and a villain, a slave not worth 20th part the tithe of your president lord, a vice of kings.
No more.
A king of shreds and patches. Save me and hover over me with your wings, you heavenly guards. What would your gracious figure?
Alas, he's mad.
Do you not come your tardy son to chide? That lapse in time and passion lets go by the important acting of your dread command? Oh, say!
Do not forget, this visitation is but to whet thy almost wanted purpose. But look, amazement on thy mother sits. Oh, step between her and her fighting soul. Conceit in weakest bodies, strongest works. Speak to her, Hamlet.
How is it with you, lady?
Alas, how is't with you that you do bend your eye on vacancy, and with the incorporeal air do hold discourse? O gentle son, speak, whereon do you look?
On him! On him! Look you how pale he glares! Do you see nothing there?
Nothing at all, yet all that is I
Nor
see.
did you nothing here!
No, nothing but ourselves.
Why, look now how it steals away! My father in his habit as he lived! Look even now how he goes out at the portal!
This is the very coinage of your brain. This bodiless creation ecstasy is very cunning in.
Ecstasy? My pulse, as yours, doth temperately keep time, and makes his healthful music. It is not madness that I have uttered, mother. For the love of grace, let not that mattering unction on your soul that not your trespass, but my madness speaks. Repent what is past, avoid what is to come, and do not spread the compost on the weeds.
O Hamlet, thou hast cleft my heart in twain.
Or throw away the worser part of it, and live the purer with the other half. Good night. But go not to mine uncle's bed. Assume a virtue if you have it not. And when you are desirous to be blessed, all blessing beg of you. As for this same Lord, I do repent. But heaven hath pleased it so, to punish me with this, and this with me, that I must be their scourge and minister. I will bestow him and answer well the death I gave him. So again, good night. I must be cruel only to be kind. Thus bad begins, and worse remains behind. Come, sir, to draw toward an end with you. Good night, mother.
Where is your son?
Oh, my good lord, what have I seen tonight?
What, Gertrude? How does Hamlet?
Mad as the sea and wind when both contend which is the mightier. In his lawless fit, behind the arras hearing something stir, whips out his rapier, cries a rat, and in this brainish apprehension kills the unseen good old man.
Oh, heavy deed. It had been so with us had we been there. His liberty is full of threats to all, to you yourself, to us, to everyone. Alas, how shall this bloody deed be answered? It will be laid to us. Where is he gone?
To draw apart the body he had killed, or whom his madness, like some ore among a mineral of metal's base, shows itself pure. He weeps for what is done.
Oh, Gertrude, come away. The sun no sooner shall the mountains touch than we will ship him hence. In this vile deed, which we with all our majesty and skill must both countenance and excuse. Ho, Rosencrantz, Guildenstern! Friends both, join you with some further aid. Hamlet in madness hath Polonius slain, and from his mother's closet hath he dragged him. Go, speak fair, and bring the body to the chapel. I pray you, hasten this. Come, Gertrude. We'll call up our wisest friends who we will, and tell them what we need to do and what's untimely done. Oh, come away. My soul is full of discord and dismay.
Safely stowed.
Hamlet!
Hamlet! Lord Hamlet!
What a noise. Who calls on Hamlet?
What have you done, my lord, with the dead body?
Compounded it with dust whereto 'tis kin.
Tell us where it is, and we take it thence and bear it to the chapel.
Do not believe it.
Believe what?
That I can keep your counsel and not mine own.
I understand you not, my lord.
I am glad of it. A knavish speech sleeps in a foolish ear.
My lord, you must tell us where the body is and go with us to the king.
The body is with the king, but the king is not with the body. The king is a thing.
A thing, my lord!
Of nothing! Bring me to him. High cocks and all after!
I have sent to seek him and to find the body. How dangerous is it that this man goes loose?
Yet must we not put the strong law on him. He's loved of the distracted multitude, who like not in their judgment but their eyes. And where 'tis so, the offender's scourge is weighed, but never the offense.
To bear all smooth and even, this sudden setting him away must seem deliberate pause. Diseases, desperate grown by desperate appliance, are relieved or not at all. How now? What hath befallen?
Where the dead body is restored, my lord, we cannot get from him.
But where is he?
Guarded, my lord, to know your pleasure.
Bring him before us.
Hold, good sir, bring him, my lord!
Now, Hamlet, where is Polonius?
At supper?
At supper where?
Not where he eats, but where he is eaten. A certain convocation of politic worms are eaten at him. Your worm is your only emperor for diet. We fat all creatures else to fat us, and we fat ourselves for maggots. Your fat king and your lean beggar is but variable service. 2 dishes, but to 1 table. That's the end.
Alas, alas!
A man may fish of a worm that hath eat of a king, and eat of that fish that hath fed of that worm.
What dost thou mean by this?
Nothing but to show you how a king may go progress through the guts of a beggar.
Where is Polonius?
In heaven, send hither to see. If your messenger find him not there, look for him in the other place yourself.
Go!
But indeed, if you find him not within this month, you shall nose him as you go up the stairs into the lobby.
Go! Seek him there!
He will stay till you come.
Hamlet! This deed, for thine especial safety, which we do tender as we dearly grieve for that which thou hast done, must send thee hence with fiery quickness. Therefore prepare thyself. The wind is at ready and the bark at help. The associates 10, and all things are bent. For England.
For England.
Aye, Hamlet.
Good.
Wouldst it, if thou knewst our purposes?
I see a cherub that sees them. But come, for England. Farewell, dear mother!
Thy loving father, Hamlet!
My mother. Father and mother is man and wife. Man and wife is of one flesh. And so, my mother. Come, for England.
And England, if my love thou hold'st it off by my great power, give thee sense by letters congruing to that effect, the present death of Hamlet. Do it, England, for like Hectic in my blood he rages, and thou must cure me till I know 'tis done. How my haps, my joys were ne'er begun.
I will not speak with
For
her.
good she were spoken with, for she may stir dangerous conjectures and ill-breeding minds.
To my sick soul, a sin's true nature is, each toy seems prologue to some great amiss. So, full of artless jealousy is guilt, it spills itself in fearing to be spilt.
Where is the beauteous majesty?
How now, Ophelia?
How should I your true love know from another one? Like his cockle hat and staff, and his sandal shoe.
Alas, sweet lady, what imports this song?
Say you, nay, pray you, mark, chamber door. Let in the maid, let out a maid, never departing more.
Pretty Ophelia!
Indeed! Law without an oath, I'll make an end on it. By Dis and by Saint Charity, elect and by for shame. Young men will do it if they come to it, by cock, they are to blame. Quoth she, before you tumbled me, you promised me to wed. So what I had done by yonder sun, and thou hast not come to my bed.
How long has she been thus?
We must be patient. I hope all will be well. I cannot choose but to weep to think that they should lay him in the cold ground.
My brother shall know of it, and so I thank you for your good counsel. Come, my coach. Good night, ladies. Good night, two ladies. Good night, good night.
Follow her close. Give her good watch, I pray. This is the poison of deep grief. It springs all from her father's death. Oh, Gertrude, when sorrows come, they come not single spies, but in battalions. First, her father slain, next, your son gone, and he most violent author of his own just remove. Poor Ophelia, divided from herself and her fair judgment. Last, and most containing of all these, her brother is in secret come from France, and wants not buzzards to infect his ear.
Alack, what noise is this?
Where are my Switzers? Let them guard the doors. What's the matter?
Save yourself, my lord. The ocean, o'erpeering of his bliss, eats not the flats with more impetuous haste than young Laertes in a riotous head o'erbears your officers. The rabble call him lord, and as the world were but to begin, antiquity forgot, custom not known, the ratifiers and the props of every word. They cry out, choose we, Laertes shall be king. Caps, hands, and tongues applauded to the clouds. Laertes shall be king, Laertes king.
How cheerfully on the false trail they cry. This is counter, you false dissembling dogs.
Doors are broke.
Where is this king? Lord, thou vile king, give me my father.
Only good Laertes.
That drop of blood that's come proclaims me bastard, cries cuckold to my father, brands the harlot even here between the chaste and unsmirched brow of my true mother.
How is it, Laertes, that thy rebellion looks so giant-like? Why art thou thus incensed? Speak, man!
Where is my father?
Dead.
But not by him.
Let him demand his fill.
How came he dead? I'll not be juggled with. To hell allegiance, vows to the blackest devil. Conscience and grace to the profoundest pit. I dare damnation. To this point I stand that both the worlds I give to negligence. Let come what comes, only I'll be revenged most thoroughly for my father.
Who shall stay you?
My will, not all the world. And for my means, I'll husband them so well they shall go far with little.
Good Laertes, if you desire to know the certainty of your father's death, is written your revenge that swoop stake, you will draw both friend and foe, winner and loser.
None but his enemies.
Do you know them then?
To his good friends, thus wide I'll open mine arms, and like the kind, life-rendering pelican, repass them with my blood.
Why now you speak like a good child and a true gentleman, that I am guiltless of your father's death, and am most sensible in grief for it. It shall as level to your judgment pierce as day does to your eye.
O heat, dry up my brains. Tears, 7 times salt, burn out the sense and virtue of mine eye. By heaven, thy madness shall be paid by weight, till our scale turn the beam. Oh, Rose of May, dear maid, kind sister, sweet Ophelia. Oh, heavens. Is it possible a young maid's wits should be as mortal as an old man's life? my wits, and did persuade revenge, it could not move thus.
You must sing a down, and you call him a down. Oh, how the wheel becomes it! It is the false steward who stole his master's daughter!
This nothing's more than matter. There's Rosemary. That's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there's Pansy. That's for thoughts. A document in madness. Thoughts and remembrances fitted. There's Fennel and Columbine. There is a daisy. I would give you some violets, but they withered away when my father died. They say he made a good end. For bonny sweet Robin is all my joy. Thoughts, affliction, passion, hell itself, she turns to favor and to greatness.
Laertes, I must commune with your grief. While you deny me right, go but apart, make choice of whom your wisest friends you will, and they shall hear and judge twixt you and me.
Let this be so. His means of death, his obscure funeral, no trophy, no sword, nor hatchment o'er his bones, no right or formal ostentation, cry to be heard, as 'twere from heaven to earth, that I must call it in question.
Thou must your conscience my acquaintance seal, and you must put me in your heart for friend. Sith have you heard, and with a knowing ear, that he who hath your noble father slain pursued my life?
It well appears. But tell me why you proceeded not against these feats, so crimeful and so capital in nature, as by your safety, wisdom, all things else you mainly were stirred up.
Well, for two very special reasons, which to you may seem much unsinewed, yet to me they are strong. The queen, his mother, lives almost by his looks. The other motive, why to a public count I might not go, is the great love the general gender bear him. Break not your sleep for this, you will hear more. I love your father, and we love ourselves. How now? What's news?
Letters, my lord, from Hamlet.
From Hamlet?
This to your majesty. This for the queen.
You shall hear them, Laertes. Leave us. High and mighty, you shall know that I am set naked on your kingdom. Tomorrow shall I beg leave to see your kingly eyes, and then, asking your pardon thereunto, recount the occasion of my sudden and more strange return. Hamlet, what should this mean? Are all the rest come back as well? Or is it some abuse and no such thing?
Know you the hand?
'Tis Hamlet's character, naked, and in a postscript here, he says, alone. Can you advise me?
I'm lost in it, my lord. But let him come. It warms the very sickness in my heart that I should live to tell him to his teeth
Thus didst thou.
If it be so, Laertes, how should it be so? How otherwise? Will you be ruled by me?
Aye, my lord, so you will not o'errule me to a peace.
To thine own peace. And if he be now returned, as checking out his voyage, and that he means no more to undertake it, I will work him to an exploit now ripe in my device, under the which he shall not choose but fall, and for his death no wind of blame shall breathe, but even his mother will uncharge the practice and call it accident.
My lord, I will be ruled, the rather that you could devise it, so that I might be the organ.
It falls right. You have been talked of since your travel much, and in Hamlet's hearing, for a quality of art and exercise in your defense, and for your rapier, most especially.
What out of this, my lord?
Now, good Laertes, Hamlet returned shall know that you are come home. We'll put on those who praise your excellence and wager on your heads. He, being remiss, most generous and free from all contriving, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease, or with a little shuffling, you may choose a sword unbaited, and in a passive practice, requite him for your father.
I will do it. And for that purpose, I'll anoint my sword. I bought an unction of mountebank, so mortal that but dip a knife in it, where it draws blood, no cataplasm so rare, collected from all simples that hold virtue under the moon, can save the thing that is but scratched withal. I'll touch my point with this contagion, that if I but gall him slightly, it may be death.
Let's further think of this. If this should fail, and our drift look through our bad performance, 'twere better not essayed. Therefore this project should have a back or second that might hold should this blast in proof. Soft. Let me see. We'll make a solemn wager on your cunnings. Hamlet, being remiss, will not peruse the foils, so that with ease or with a little shuffling, our purpose may hold there.
One foe doth tread upon another's heels, so fast they follow. Your sister's drowned, said Laertes.
Drowned? Where?
There is a willow grows aslant a brook that shows his hoary leaves in the glassy stream. There with fantastic garlands did she come, of crowflowers, nettles, daisies, and long purples, that liberal shepherds give a grosser name, but our cold maids do dead men's fingers call them. There on the pendant boughs, her coronet weeds clambering to hang, an envious sliver broke, when down her weedy trophies and herself fell into the weeping brook. Her clothes spread wide, and mermaid-like, a while they bore her up, at which time she chanted snatches of old tunes, as one incapable of her own distress, or like a creature native and endued unto that element. But long it could not be, till that her garments, heavy with their drink, pulled the poor wretch from her melodious lake to muddy death.
Alas, and she's drowned. Too much of water hast thou, poor Ophelia. Therefore I forbid my tears. But yet, it is our trick. Nature her custom holds. Let shame say what it will. When these are gone, the woman will be out. Adieu, my lord. I have a speech of fire that fain would blaze, but that this folly doubts it.
sweet. To contract all the time, for I my behove, methought there was nothing meet.
Has this fellow no feeling of his business that he sings at grave making?
Custom hath made it in him a property of easiness.
A pickaxe and a spade, for in a shrouding sheet. A pit of clay for to be made for such a guest is meet.
Whose grave is this, sirrah?
Mine, sir. A pit of clay for to be made for such a guest is meet.
I believe it be thine indeed, for thou liest in it.
You lie out on it, sir, therefore it is not yours. For my part, I do not lie in it, and yet it is mine.
Thou dost lie in it to be in it, and say 'tis thine, 'tis for the dead, not for the quick. Therefore thou liest.
'Tis a quick lie, sir. 'Twill away again from me to you.
What man dost thou dig it for?
For no man, sir.
What woman then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One who was a woman, sir, but rest her soul, she's dead.
How absolute the knave is. We must speak by the card, or equivocation will undo us. How long hast thou been a grave maker?
Of all the days in the year, I came to it on that day when our last king, Hamlet, overcame Fortinbras.
How long is that since?
Cannot you tell that? Every fool can tell that. Well, 'twas the same day that young Hamlet was born. He that is mad and sent to England.
Ay, Mary, why was he sent into England?
Why? Because he was mad. He will regain his wits there. Or if he do not, it's no great matter there.
Why?
'Twill not be seen of him there. There the men are as mad as he.
How came he mad?
Very strangely, they say.
How strangely?
Faith, even with losing his wits.
Upon what ground?
Why, here, sir, this. I have been sexton here, man and boy, 30 years. Here's a skull now. This skull hath lain in the earth 23 years.
Whose was it?
A horse on that, fellas, it was. Whose do you think it was?
Nay, I know not.
Pestilence on him for a mad rogue. Poured a flagon of Rhenish on my head once. This same skull, sir, was Yorick's skull, the king's jester.
This?
Eat that.
Let me see. Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him, Horatio, a fellow of infinite jest, of most excellent fancy. He hath borne me on his back 1,000 times, and now how abhorred in my imagination it is. My gorge rises at it. Here hung those lips that I have kissed I know not how oft. Where be your jibes now? Your gambols, your songs, your flashes of merriment that were wont to set the table on a roar? Not one now to mock your own grinning. Quite chop-fallen. Prithee, Horatio, tell me one thing.
What's that, my lord?
To what base uses we may return, Horatio? Why, may not imagination trace the noble dust of Cyrus till he find stopping a bunghole?
Twere to consider too curiously, to consider so.
No faith, not a jot, but to follow him thither with modesty enough and likelihood to lead it. As thus, Cyrus died, Cyrus was buried, Cyrus returneth into dust. Dust is earth, of earth we make loam, and why of that loam where he was converted, might they not stop a beer barrel? Imperious Caesar, dead and turned to clay, should stop a hole to keep the wind away. Oh, that earth, which kept the world in awe, should patch a wall to expel the winter flaw. But soft aside, here comes the king, the queen, the courtiers. Who is this they follow? And with such maimed rites, this doth betoken the course they did follow, did with desperate hand fordo its own life. 'Twas of some estate, casually wild Mark.
That is Laertes, a very noble youth, Mark.
What? The fair Ophelia! I loved you ever. 40,000 brothers could not, with all their quantity of love, make up my sum. But it is no matter. Let Hercules himself do what he may. The cat from you and dog will have his day.
Strengthen your patience in our last night's speech. We'll put the matter to the present push. This grave shall have a living living monument. An hour of quiet shortly shall we see, till then in patience our proceeding be. Laertes has a noble father lost, a sister driven into desperate terms, whose worth if praises may go back again, stood challenger on the mount for all the age for her perfections, but his revenge will come.
It will be short. The interim is mine. In a man's life, no more than to say one. But I am very sorry, good Horatio, that to Laertes I have caused such grief. For by the image of my cause I see the portraiture of his. I'll court his favors.
Peace. Who comes here?
Your lordship is right welcome in this household.
I humbly thank you.
My lord, his majesty, has bade me to signify that he has laid a great wager on your head. The king, sir, hath laid that in a dozen passes between yourself and Laertes, he shall not exceed you 3 hits.
How if I answer no?
I mean, my lord, the opposition of your person in trial.
Sir, I will walk here in the hall. If it pleases his majesty, 'tis the breathing time of day with me. Let the foils be brought, the gentleman willing, and the king hold his purpose. I will win for him, and I can. If not, I shall gain nothing but my shame in the odd hits.
Shall I redeliver you even so?
To this effect, sir, after what flourish your nature will.
I command my duty to your lordship.
I am constant to my purpose. They follow the king's pleasure. If his fitness speaks, mine is ready, now or whensoever. Why did I be so able as now?
You will lose this wager, my lord.
I do not think so. Since he went into France, I have been in continual practice. I shall win at the odds. Thou wouldst not know how ill all's here about my heart, but it is no matter.
Nay, good my lord.
It is but foolery, but it is such a kind of gain-giving as would perhaps trouble a woman.
If your mind dislike anything, obey it. Officer, I'll repair hither and say you are not fit.
Not a whit. We defy augury. There's a special providence in the fall of a sparrow. If it be now, 'tis not to come. If it be not to come, it will be now. If it be not now, yet it will come. The readiness is all.
Come, Hamlet. Take this hand from me.
Give me your pardon, sir. I've done you wrong. Sir, in this audience, let my disclaiming from a purposed evil free me so far in your most generous thoughts, that I have shot mine arrow o'er the house and hurt my brother.
I am satisfied in nature, whose motive in this case should stir me most to my revenge. But in my terms of honor I stand aloof, and will no reconcilement, till by some elder masters of known honor I have a voice and precedent of peace, to keep my name ungored. But till that time I do receive your offered love like love, and will not wrong it.
I embrace it freely, and will this brother's wager frankly play. Bring us the foils. Come on. I'll be your foil, Laertes. In mine ignorance, your skill shall, like a star in the darkest night, stick fiery off indeed.
You mock me, sir.
No, by this hand.
Give them the foils, young Osric. Cousin Hamlet, you know the wager?
Very well, my lord. Your grace hath laid the odds on the weaker side.
I do not fear it. I have seen you both. But since he is better, we have therefore odds. Bring me the stoops of wine. If Hamlet give the first or second hit, or quit in answer of the third exchange, let all the battlements their ordnance fire. The king shall drink to Hamlet's better breath, and in the cup and union shall he throw, richer than that which 4 successive kings in Persia's crown have worn. Come, bring me the cups, and let the kettle to the trumpet speak. Now the king drinks to Hamlet. Come, begin. And you, the judges, bear a wary eye.
Come, sir, come, my lord.
One.
No.
Judgment.
A hit, a very palpable hit.
Well, again.
Stay. Give me drink. Hamlet, this pearl is thine. Here's to thy health. Come, begin.
Come, sir. A hint! What say you? A tata to confess.
Our son shall win.
He's fat and scant of breath. Come, Hamlet, take my napkin from thy brow.
Good, madam.
The queen carouses to thy fortune, Hamlet.
Gertrude, do not drink.
I will, my lord. I pray you pardon me.
It is the poison cup. It's too late.
Come, Hamlet, let me wet thy face.
My lord, I'll hit him now.
I do not think it.
And yet, 'tis almost against my conscience. Come, for the third Laertes you do but dally. I pray you pass with your best. Violence have a fear to make a wanton of me.
Say so. Come on.
Nothing. Neither way.
Fuck them there and said.
Nay, come again!
Look to the queen there.
Well, lean on both sides. How is it, my lord?
How is Laertes?
Why, as a woodcock to mine own springe, Osric, I am justly killed by mine own treachery. How does the queen?
She swoons to see them bleed.
No. No, the drink. The drink. Oh, my dear Hamlet, the drink. The drink. I am poisoned.
Oh, villainy! Let the doors be locked! Treachery, seek it out! Hamlet! It is here, Hamlet. Hamlet, thou art slain. No medicine in the world can do thee good. In thee there is not half an hour of life. The treacherous instrument is in thy hand, unbaited and envenomed. Lo, the foul practice hath turned itself on me. Lo, here I lie, never to rise again. My mother is poisoned. I can no more. The king's to blame. The point. Envenom too? Then venom too thy work!
Yet defend me, friends. I am but her.
Here, thou incestuous, murderous devil king. Drink off this potion. Is thy union here? Follow my mother. He is justly served. It is a poison tempered by himself. Exchange forgiveness with me, noble Hamlet. That mine and my father's deaths come not upon me, nor thine upon me. Heaven make thee free of it. I follow thee. I am dead, Horatio. Wretched queen, adieu. Had I but time, as this fell sergeant death is strict in his arrest. Oh, I could tell you, but let it be.
Nothing standing thus unknown shall live behind me. If thou didst ever hold me in thy heart, absent thee from felicity while, and in this harsh world draw thy breath in pain to tell my story.
You cannot leave us, my lord. We cannot stand without you.
Or die, Horatio. This potent poison quite o'ercrows my spirit. I cannot live to hear the word of the people, but I do prophesy that election shall be theirs. So speak this to those who need to see what comes. Each vote, each citizen has my dying voice. Where is my sight?
What is it you would seek? If on a woe or wonder, cease your search.
This cord cries on havoc. O proud death, what a feast is to war in thine eternal cell. If thou so many princes at a shot so bloodily hast struck. For me, with vantage, for me I do embrace my fortune, as to claim my vantage it doth invite me. The rest, silence.
Now cracks a noble heart. Good night, sweet prince, and flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. Who here remains, give order that these bodies high on a stage be placed to the view, and that we speak to the yet unknown world how these things came about. So shall you hear of carnal, bloody, and unnatural acts, of accidental judgments, casual slaughters, of deaths put on by cunning and forced cause, and in this upshot purposes mistook, gone on the inventors' heads. All this can I truly deliver. You that look pale and tremble at this chance, who are but mutes or audience to this act, take care to hear the lesson of our play. The days of kings and monarchs now are past. Even when men's minds are wild, I take my country's strength and safety to my breast. There was a time when doubtful of our will, to foreign powers our guidance we did trust. But these sad deaths confirm us in our cause, which is that we must rule ourselves in law, lest mischance and oppression plague us ever. Then heaven guide our nation and our hearts, that every voice, that every soul sustain the song of freedom, destiny, and peace. Take up the bodies! Such a sight as this was once our past, but now shows much amiss.